Hey everybody, this is Anthony from Syracuse Martial Arts, creator of The Gathering of Sabers. This will be the very first video that I'm ever doing for The Gathering of Sabers, the LightSaber club here in Syracuse, New York. We're not going to be using one of these today. What we're going to be doing is focusing on footwork. I feel that in any martial art that footwork is super important, and so the footwork that we're going to be covering is from two specific martial arts, Kali Eskrima as well as Wing Chun. Okay, so all you need is either some tape to mark patterns on the floor or a pair of Kali sticks. I already have some sticks here set up, and we're going to be using male and female triangles and other cool things. So here we go. Okay, the very first pattern we're going to be using, the female triangle here. And we're going to start here. We're not going to be getting in any kind of stance or anything. We're just going to start with our feet together because this is just a drill in mobility on angles, using 45-degree angles, 30-degree angles, and so on. So the very first pattern that you're going to do is just you're going to take, if you're stepping to the left, your left foot's going to move first. If you're stepping to the right, right foot moves first. There's two different ways to do this one. The first one is to just step while leaving the rear leg here and then come back, step, and here. That's one of the first drills that you can do. It's very simple to do. Next one is I'm going to get both feet on those angles. I'm going to step here, bring this foot in, come back, step to the right, come back, and so on. So again, stepping to the left, back, right, back. Okay, typically when I do this, I will set my timer for 2 to 3 minute rounds of just this pattern alone. Okay, the very next pattern we're doing here is the male triangle, okay? And we're gonna be starting actually from the front of it. And this is more like a retreating step, retreating on angles. You don't wanna retreat straight back. Well, not always. Okay, anyway, so from here again, same thing I did before. I can step back on an angle, leaving the leg out there, but just know that if you leave a leg here as you're retreating, you could be giving that leg to someone as a target. So, but that's one way to do it. All right, so the real way that I do this is when I step back, I pull this leg out, okay? Step back, pull this leg out. Again, if I'm stepping back on the left, to my left, left leg moves first, right leg follows. All right, same thing going backwards to the right. Right leg moves first, left leg follows. So this is the pattern. You can do this for 2 to 3 minute rounds. And that's it. Okay, here's another pattern that I like a lot using the female triangle. And what I'm doing is I'm actually starting with my feet either both on the right side here or both on the left side, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm actually stepping forward with my left leg to this side. And then I'm gonna take my right leg and bring it back. And then I just reverse it. I bring the right leg forward, left leg back. You notice that this looks a little bit like capoeira, okay? The ginga, if I'm saying that right. My Portuguese is not very good. So this is a very cool step, all right? So you might want to do this one. I personally like doing this a lot when I spar. Enjoy. Okay, back to the male triangle here. Just like the last one, I'm starting on one side. I'm gonna take my lead leg, bring it back to this side, and then my other leg is gonna come forward. And then I just reverse it. I come here, here. This is a great step for getting out of the way quickly and then blitzing in. All right, so have fun. Okay, moving quickly. I'm not going into too much detail on these because I want to keep this video short. It's already pretty long, but I'm going to give you a lot. Okay, you know, I'm going to do these footwork patterns different than other martial artists, and that's fine. You know, the main thing is to get your body moving, to understand angles. Okay, this one I call it the broken cross, and I don't know what else it's called in other schools. But what you want to do is you have your sticks or tape, you want to measure it to about your shoulder length this way, and shoulder length this way with a space in the middle. So I have 4 quadrants here. Okay, I'm gonna start in one of these. Once I turn my timer on, my goal is to get to each one of these without crossing over a stick. So for example, if I wanna go over here, I have to move 100% into this pattern. If I wanna go over there, I have to just move to get over here. I really like this. This will really tire you out. The goal with this one is turn on a timer, 1 minute, minute and a half, 2 minute rounds, go as fast as you can. okay? Really fun drill. Okay, here's the last one we're gonna do with the Kali sticks or tape or whatever you're using to mark on the floor or your imagination. It's a diamond pattern. So start here at the end of the diamond. Again, if I'm stepping to the left leg moves first, right leg follows, and then because I'm going to the right, the right leg is just gonna keep going until I get here. And then same thing backwards. I come here, and I reverse. Go right, left, left, right, and I just reverse it. And you know, it's okay to look down when you're doing this at first because you're gonna be knocking your sticks all over the place if you're using sticks. A quick addition that you can do to this one is lightning bolts. Force lightning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step here to the left. Right foot comes in. I'm gonna step all the way across and then step forward. Step back, all the way across, step back. And then I would reverse it. Here, across, forward, back, across, and back. And that's it. This one's a really fun drill. Okay, here's a footwork pattern using side steps from a front stance, okay? So if I'm in a front stance, whether it's a fencing stance or a more JKD style stance, doesn't really matter. Okay, what I'm gonna be doing is my lead foot is gonna be inside the ladder. Again, if you use tape or trace it in the dirt or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you understand this pattern here, this ladder, right? You can pick up one of these at any sporting store for less than $20, and it's one of my favorite training devices in my school. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna take my lead leg, I'm gonna bring it back, okay? I'm gonna take my left leg, bring it behind my right leg, and then I'm gonna replace this leg, but now on the other side. And I just repeat this pattern. Okay, now when I'm going the other way, I bring this leg back, I step to the side, and I bring it back forward. Back, step to the side, forward. Back, step to the side, forward. So it looks a little something like this. Okay, and you can do the same thing with the opposite way. This drill, if you do it, first start off slow because it's going to probably mess with your head, and then just speed it up and go crazy. Okay, almost last but not least, this one is I got from Savat. I think it's a phenomenal drill, and you could do this solo or with a partner. It's just basically orbiting. I get a hula hoop, or again, trace something in the ground outside, or use tape, whatever, as long as your roommates don't kill you. All right, and from here, I'm just going to orbit around, keeping my feet wide. I'm not going to do this. Okay, I'm going to keep my feet wide. I'm going to orbit around as close to the circle as I can. It's great when you have a partner to do this drill because then they shift and you have to not step on their feet. This is a fantastic, fantastic drill for circling around. Enjoy. Okay, here's some basic patterns that you could use that you don't need any equipment at all. This is called the half front step, the full front step, the stealing step, otherwise known as shuffle step, okay, and also the thrust. So the half front step from a front, again, you could be in a fencing position or typical fighting position. What you're gonna do is you're gonna move your lead leg first, an inch or 2 or 5, and then your rear leg is gonna slide. In some places they call it a step slide, okay? So again, just going like this, and then backwards. And you definitely wanna work this on both sides. And in this step, some people will stay flat-footed, others will come up. Again, it's preference, you know. When I'm moving around quickly, I like to be light on my feet. So if I was on this side, show you a side profile. Okay, and then the other way. And then backwards. Okay, that's basic half front step. The next step that we do is the full step, okay? In Wing Chun, in our particular style of Wing Chun, we call it the thrusting step, okay? Or Buma, all right? From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my lead foot, and then my rear leg is gonna come forward on a slight angle. And then I could do the same thing, turn it, angle. Going backwards, close the stance, backwards, close the stance. This step is really cool. All right, from a side profile, it looks like you're just kind of walking forward. Kind of, right? Okay, the next step, your stealing step or shuffle step. This is a great step, especially if you're a kicker, okay? But we're doing LightSaber, so we're not kicking anybody. All right, this step, all I'm doing is taking my rear leg, bringing it forward, okay? And then my lead leg goes forward, okay? So it's like this. And then when I go backwards, it's the reverse, okay? From a side profile, and then backwards. Okay, and that's it. Now, the last one that we're gonna do, actually there's two more, is the basic thrusting step, okay? And you see this step a lot in fencing, you see it in Kali, you see it in a lot of different weapon systems, like in the Wing Chun long pole form, you see this step. And all I'm doing is I'm pushing off with my rear leg, and I'm really lunging my lead leg forward, right? And my knee does not go over my toes, and my shoulder does not go over my knee. And then my rear leg will either be in this position or in this position, depending on the style that I do, okay? So from here, I'm just going, okay? And typically when I'm going really fast, my leg will drag behind like that. Okay, it's a basic thrusting step. Some people do it way, way better than me. I'm just giving you what this step is. I can combine that step with a shuffle step. So for example, I can steal the step and then lunge. All right, again, steal the step, lunge. I can do the beginning, if I'm still in camera here, the beginning of a half step, steal the step, lunge. Again, the beginning of a half step, shuffle, lunge. This one you see quite often in fencing. It looks a little bit like this. I'll get off camera here a little bit. Okay, I love that one. People don't expect you to cover that kind of range. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoy these videos. Again, I'm not the best when it comes to these, but I think they can help you. That's it. See ya.